Hello and welcome to our special segment of Healing Journeys in our show, The Guide to Health, Healing, and Beauty. Today we have a special guest, Sally Aderton, whose life is a healing journey for others and for herself. And Sally, would you tell us a little bit about your healing journey this past year?
I thought I knew about healing. I've been doing it professionally for others for about 13 years. But last August I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to California, where it's been my residence for the last 15 years. And I had surgery at the California Pacific Medical Center, where I was able to actually have a healer in the operating room with me. Of course, the neurosurgeon's a healer, the anesthesiologist is a healer, but I was able to have somebody also in the operating room doing prayer work, blessing the instruments, calling in spirit. It was somebody that I'd known for 10 years. So facing something as scary as brain surgery and knowing that you're going to have a friend in there was a wonderful experience.
Yes, and the complementary medicine and Western medicine working together in that intense moment of that day of the surgery, and you found it to be what you needed to get through it.
It was amazing. I reported for surgery at 6 o'clock in the morning, but before I reported to surgery, I was out walking a meditation path that's in front of the hospital. There's an actual institute for health and healing at this hospital where they're trying to bring together complementary medicines and Western medicine. I believe that separation is the greatest sin if we're going to have one. And so often we get this dichotomy of one's good and one's bad. Right. But actually in healing it takes everything that's here to make it work for us. There's no reason for us to say that one is the right way other than what we know within inside of us that makes it the right way.
Right, so we know what that is personally for each one of us. We can find our own way, but as far as healing goes, what would you say is your definition of healing?
Healing to me means very simply coming into balance. And what that balance scale is about is happiness. I think that God's will for us is happiness, and so as long as that happiness doesn't come at the expense of others, we're living in harmony. That balance also needs to come through the 4 dimensions of our reality: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. For me, spiritually, I needed to come to Telluride to heal my spirit more than my face. My face, the paralysis will heal when my spirit has been healed. And the beauty of the mountains, my friends that are here, were the reason I came here to do that.
Right. And I have a picture here of Sally just a year ago, before the surgery. And we are now 7 months post-surgery on the healing road and going back to a normal lifestyle, of which you have found to be either slow or fast, I don't know, and what that's entailed as far as what you've needed during this time. Can you share a bit of what you've needed?
Oh, I've slowed down considerably. I, like everybody else, was in the belief system that if you're active and you're productive, that you're a valuable member of society. You know, the Easterners say that flus and colds are the Westerners' way of meditating. And even though I've been a meditator for years, I've still kept a very active lifestyle. And in order for me to heal through this, I've had to move to a pace that is, if I can get 3 things done a day, I've done a lot. And
right,
I'm fortunate enough that I have been able to start doing healing work for others. In the healing work that I do for others, I do hands-on healing, sound healing, all different kinds of therapy. I'm able to do counseling from business plans to relationships. So actually a part of my healing of myself has been returning to my own business and remembering that I can still participate in the world.
Right, and your work hasn't changed, even though you may have needed to slow down a little bit. And you are a regular visitor here in Telluride, and you do regular work with local Telluride residents when you come to town. And you're going to come again, you're going back to California and coming back to Telluride?
I'll be back in June for the summer to work on a book with a Telluride resident. A friend of mine here who's 10 and I are working on a book called Keeping the Eternal Magic, A Guide for Kids. It's a non-denominational book about how children can become spiritual without dogma.
We look forward to talking to you again, Sally, when you come back.